Hello, and my name is Mason Tate, and I'm going to be taking a look. This is my presentation on taking a look at social cognition, what it is, how it applies to our lives, and then ultimately kind of what I learned and how it has changed my ideas and anything that kind of stuck out to me in moving forward. So taking a look first and foremost, before you could try to explain something, it's really important to have a solid foundation of what social cognition is. And what I seem to have gathered from the research and the reading in the book is that ultimately social cognition in its core is how we perceive and understand the world around us. And more than that, it's also how we use this information and apply it in our lives, right? Because daily we are gathering information about how people communicate with us, how we're supposed to communicate with others, what is okay, what is not okay, what becomes taboo, what is fun to joke about, those kinds of things. We're taking all of this information in and we're trying to understand it, and we're trying to download it and interpret it, and then in turn we're trying to apply that into our lives and apply that moving forward, right? So social cognition at its core is taking in all this information, trying to understand what's happening around us, and interpreting it and applying it into our lives. Now, web-based social cognition is very, very similar in the sense that it's the same idea set that we're trying to intake, understand, interpret, and apply. However, it's focused online and how we interpret our interactions with others online. Mostly this is a little bit different because there are no social cues, right? Whenever I'm interacting with someone face to face, I can tell when they're upset with me by their body language. I can tell when I've said something that offends them. Usually, I've learned, specifically here in American culture, what is okay to do and what is not okay to do. But online, it's a little bit different, right? I don't necessarily know how to communicate with those all the time. Typically, web-based social cognition seems to be very personality-driven, whereas because that's what you're trying to get to know is their personality more than anything else, because that's all you have to go off of, right? If you're just texting back and forth, you're asking questions about who they are, where do they come from, what do they like to do, to kind of see if your personality and their personality are matching, and so you're trying to read more into that than body language and their culture and what they're saying and what they're doing and those kinds of things. So that's web-based social cognition and social cognition right there. Now, ultimately, it seems like a lot of this does come from our culture and what we see around us. And so very, very distinctly, it was very made known that our culture dictates and our perception, right? Culture tends to dictate various parts of our lives and what we perceive as okay, what we think is not okay, how we interact with those around us, how we communicate, how we are offended. It kind of everything is taken a look into there, right? And just right off the bat, looking at the way we introduce ourselves. For example, a real life example for me is this last Christmas Eve, I went to a friend's house, and her family is Puerto Rican. And so for them, Puerto Ricans, I didn't know this going in, but Puerto Ricans kiss you on the cheek when they greet each other. And so I walked in, and my friend's aunt, Auntie Titi was her name, she leaned in for a hug because they also really like to hug. She leaned in for a hug and gave me a hug and then kissed me on the cheek. Now, I was a little thrown off. I was like, this is not okay. This is some older woman kissing me on the cheek. Not sure what to do with this. And so I kind of pulled away, and she goes, oh, no, sweetie, that's just how we introduce each other. That's how we say hello. So you kiss me on the cheek. And then, so she kissed me on the cheek again, and then I kissed her on the cheek, right? Now, my perception was that it wasn't necessarily okay that just some random woman that I just met for the first time kissed me on the cheek. But for her, that was, because that's the culture she came from and the culture she grew up to, right? Using Julian's example, he said it really well when he was in, I think he said, the Netherlands, and there were people who, were sitting too far away on a bus, and so for them, that was normal to be that far away from each other. But to others, it may seem that they didn't like each other, right? Or then in that case, someone would sit right in the middle, and then someone else gets up off the bus and gets up off that stop, so that way the other person can slide over and there's still space between them, right? Our culture and what we determine as okay and not okay for us is actually absolutely dictates how we perceive what is okay and not okay. Now, this changes across cultures, right? So the cultural norms, quote unquote, kind of change depending on where you go. Again, using the Puerto Rican, it's not necessarily okay for us to kiss random people on the cheek. However, it was okay for her in that culture, right? While the normalities may change, the reality that the culture we are in changes our perception and how we act. The reality is that the culture we are in changes our perception and how we act. And more than likely, and most times, people are going to act what they're comfortable with, and what they're comfortable with is the culture that they come from. They're not going to try and necessarily change it. Now, it seems like humans adapt and evolve into their situation, but what they are comfortable with comes from their culture. And so their perception of comfort and normality comes from their culture. And so it changes from area to area. However, it's just something to be aware of and something to learn. And so if you're going on different trips across the country or across the world, it's definitely important to know what is okay and what is not okay. And what the perception is. And so you're not giving off the perception that you're just here to do whatever you want in that country. And so taking a look specifically at this, digging a little bit deeper and kind of narrowing it down to give some real life examples, I decided to take a look at Japanese versus American culture. Now, Japanese culture as a whole seems to be dramatically different than American culture. And one of the things I didn't even put on here was just living arrangements. Here in America, it is normal for us and better for us, and good for us to have homes with a little bit of land, even if it's in a neighborhood, in a suburb where you have just a backyard, a front yard, and a house, right? It's different in Japan. They are living in apartments that are stacked stories high. Now, some of this does come from the fact that, we have obviously larger land area than Japan does, but again, just social norms that are okay there and social culture that is okay there. And so greeting, I've learned after reading all of this that greeting as a whole is a big, big deal and different all the way around. In Japan, they bow. We shake hands if we're meeting someone for the first time, or we give a high five or a hey, how you doing, or what's up, something like that. Whereas in Japan, it's customary to bow to greet somebody. And then slurping for Japan. In Japanese culture, if you're slurping your noodles, it shows as a sign of like respect that you enjoyed the food. Here, it's rude and not okay. Hot springs and hot baths, those are things, we have hot springs and hot tubs here, and it's not okay for us to wear, or not okay for us to be naked and, not be clothed in that area. But it is, and you should be, unclothed to go into those. And then walking and eating. They don't walk and eat, when they're there, they sit down and eat at all times. Ultimately, this whole project, taking a look at social cognition, has made me realize how much of my perception and how much of my personality and what I've done has been dictated by the things around me, and definitely something I'm going to be aware of moving forward.